Hi, welcome to Deck Masters. This is Jordan. I started this company and I just want to go over a few things of what you should expect when working with us. So, we have been building decks for 15 years and we have perfected this system and we want to give you that value. We want to shortcut this path of success for you to get your deck project done in a timely manner, meet your expectation with a smooth process. And there's a few things I want to go over. One is the actual timeline. That's a great one. So a lot of contractors have a hard time managing projects. They have a hard time projecting schedules and a hard time managing materials. Well, we've mastered that. And I just want to assure you, if you don't believe that from me, you can believe that from our reviews. We truly are the #1 deck building contractor in Alaska, and that makes me proud to say. We're going to keep it that way. So on our website, you can actually see a gallery. There's a few things here. So we build decks, we do custom projects, we do projects with light shows, we have benches. I mean, there's so much that you could do with the deck project. We built almost 1,000 decks. I think this year we might actually break 1,000 decks. Sorry, break the record of building 1,000 decks in Alaska. And we've actually, last year we did 92 decks, and we're not just doing 92 decks, slap them together. We're building quality decks that are going to last 30 to 50 years. There's going to be so many memories on them. When you hire us to build a deck, you most likely don't see us unless we're having a barbecue at your house that you invited us to. So here's our gallery on our website, deckmastersak.com/gallery. It's a pretty small gallery. We do have a bigger gallery of information. If you wanted to see it, you can, but it just shows a little bit of our work. And next, we do have a page that actually goes through client testimonials. So our clients say amazing things about us. This is off of Google, which if you want to, you can do your research. Research these clients, research these people. They're real people that hired us to build decks. Actually, I have a Google page right here. We have 46 reviews, 4.9 star, and it goes on and on. I do have a 1-star review. Oh, there it is. I've been trying to reach out to Matthew for many months now. I did refund. We charged him $100 to meet with him to actually do what we call like a consultation where we plan everything in the project. And there's some things that slipped through the cracks, things that we dropped the ball, which I would admit to. But we've refunded him the money. We've tried to reach out to him, and we take full responsibility. But that happens every now and then. We're limiting that moving forward. But I'm just being honest. We have tons of reviews. I'm pretty sure all the other ones are 5-star reviews. And I just want everyone to know that though no one's perfect, we strive to be perfect. And when we make a mistake, we own it. And just want you to know that that's how we operate. We're the ones that lay our heads on our pillows at night and have to deal with what we did, either with a customer or with the project we built. So we have super high integrity, honesty, transparency. And so when you hire us, you're not just hiring a contractor. You're hiring a specialty contractor that actually cares. We truly do care. So that's that. But feel free to do some research. Look into this. Read what people are saying about us. And feel free to give us a call as well and just ask us questions, or if you have any concerns. We're super easygoing. We're the type of contractor that when we show up to your home to build, you don't lock the deadbolt. You don't tell your kids to stay away from the windows. You feel comfortable because you are comfortable because you trust us and you actually see that we have integrity and honesty and transparency, and we do a really good job. So that's for you to do research. The other thing is, know your company that you want to work with. If you don't choose Deck Masters, make sure the company, you have to make sure that they're a licensed contractor, that they actually know how to build and they have engineers that help them design their projects, that they actually have a permit or a municipal license so they can pull permits and actually be a general contractor over the project. That's huge. To make sure they have competent, skilled team members that can build the project that you want. And on that note, I will say we're not for everyone. There's projects out there that you could hire a handyman to do. There's projects out there you could buy a case of beer for your cousin to come over on the weekend to build. Those are not projects that we do. We do specially deck projects. And we take it from what a client might want, and we raise the bar. How can we give them a greater product? How can we build a greater deck that better suits their needs at a reasonable price? And that's where we've mastered. So we have a foolproof system, and we keep perfecting it. We're not stopping here. We're going to keep building this system. So this video is just to share a little bit about us, a little bit about how we operate, some of the photos of the gallery of what you could expect and the type of works and different ideas. So the next thing I want to go over, we have a pretty large portfolio of projects that we've done in Alaska and in Anchorage. I'd say most of these are probably 65% in Anchorage, where we pulled permits, we managed the project, and then we have a lot of our docks are actually in the valley, where there's Big Lake and Nancy Lake and Long Lake and things like that. So yeah, there's a lot that you could see here. There's a lot of photos. If you wanted to see photos just to get some ideas, that'd be great. There's a few of them in here that I really like. Actually, this one, we built this deck, and this client had lights underneath the deck, and it shined through the deck boards. And this is his phone, and we had it to where you can control the color of the lights just with his phone. It was amazing. So he really liked to entertain. He would watch sports on like an outdoor screen, and he would entertain. This is actually the project right here. This is actually a great photo. None of our decks have seams where two boards come together. All of our decks, we build them and we shouldn't have to touch them for 30 to 50 years. So that's basically what we try to aim for. And like I said, there's just a ton of different things you could do with deck projects, with lighting, with the size of the stairs. You could have grand entrance stairs. You could have practical simple stairs, building projects around trees. You could have trees come out of projects. There's so much that you could do. So if you want some of these photos, feel free to reach out, let us know. We can certainly give you some ideas as well. Another thing to take note, this picture actually shows it. These right here are helical piles, and we also build our decks on steel piles. So a lot of our projects, let me look here, those are existing. So a lot of our projects, we try to install new steel piles. And I actually don't have a photo here, but I do have like one of the contractors that we use, Subsurface Construction. They've been a fantastic subcontractor that we've used. They specialize in steel pile driving, and we specialize in deck building. So rather than starting a whole nother business and trying to divide teams and having pile driving side, what we do is we just focus on the actual deck building, where this subcontractor will do the steel piles. And we have about 5 subcontractors that we use to drive piles. So these are called driven steel piles, where they drive them with a hammer into the ground. They go 20 to 60 feet deep. We've done over 1,000 of these. We've done probably close to 5,000 to 6,000 steel piles, and we've only had one fail. And it was after the 2018 earthquake that one failed, but we warranty our piles, the subcontractor warranties the piles, and if one were to move, we actually get it fixed at no cost to you. So that's another thing to keep in mind. But this is one of the ways to drive piles for a foundation, and this is another way. Technometal Alaska, TMP, they actually have a pretty good website about what they do, and they have these machines that can actually fit through your man gate to your backyard. So properties that have low access, or properties that may be a cabin that you can stick this machine in a plane and fly it to a cabin, they do work like that. They also can lift up houses. They do tons of different things with these helical piles. They're engineered, and they go 7 to 15 to 20 feet down into the ground and anchor, and they guarantee their helical piles to never move as well. So those are like 2 of the main options we use. And then decks that don't have a lot of weight on them, like hot tubs and stuff, there's other ways that we can actually create a foundation for the deck. But these are the 2 main options that we do, is a driven steel pile and a helical pile. The other thing to take note is Simpson. Simpson is a brand that creates fasteners for decks, and basically these are engineered, designed fasteners that don't rust. They can endure the elements. So this bracket right here is hot dip galvanized, and it won't rust over time. There are fasteners out there that you can go to a hardware store and buy, and they won't actually be the right fit for you. So just so you know, all of our decks are installed with Simpson hangers, Simpson fasteners, and they're engineered, designed to withstand and endure things like an earthquake, or things that are just unexpected, or basically, so you know, everything that we build, we use the proper engineering and the proper hangers to construct it, to prolong the life of the actual product. So, and on this note, another thing to kind of keep in mind is when you're in the municipality of Anchorage, there's a lot of contractors that say that they have a municipal license and they can pull a permit. The truth is, there's only a few contractors that actually are able to pull permits competently and confidently. And just make sure that the contractor that you use actually can pull permits. Decks that are 30 inches off the ground. Actually, this is 2023. These municipal rules change fairly often, but spring of 2023, 30 inches off the ground or higher, you need a permit. And below the ground, you actually don't need a permit. But if you were to just call us and ask us, we can let you know if your deck is required a permit. I'd say about 95 to 90% of our decks we permit in the municipality of Anchorage. We're required to, and so that's what we do. There's additional fees there, but you also get additional protection. You get additional accountability. We have every deck goes through a process where we meet with an engineer. We get it approved on the design of the engineer with the steel piles, with the framing, the type of decking, the type of railing. We also go through zoning. We look at the plot plan of your property, and we get the as-built, and we can actually make sure that this deck is allowed to be built in this area on your property, and it doesn't interfere with your neighbors. It doesn't interfere with any type of utility easements or anything like that. So it's actually pretty dangerous to pursue building a deck in the municipality of Anchorage without going through the permit process, though the permit process hasn't been this easy system. But that's one of the advantages that we have, is we actually mastered the permit process, and we make it easier for you. So if you choose to work with Deck Masters, the permitting process is easy. You just submit an as-built to us, and we take it from there. All we need from you is an as-built. And if you don't know what that is, we'll get to that later. The next thing goes into the actual design. So Deck Masters, we use Trex decking often, and Trex railing often, and even Trex lighting. So Trex is a very common word, common brand used in Alaska that a lot of people know about Trex. So that's actually something to consider researching on their website. They have pictures and ideas and things to explore. So Trex is actually a great resource to do research. If you have questions about that, feel free to reach out to us. The other thing is TimberTech. TimberTech didn't hit the market of Alaska the way that Trex did. TimberTech is actually a very, very good product. They have phenomenal decking products. They have a different design in their products. Their deck boards are actually wider and thicker. The fasteners are actually more hidden. So there's a few advantages of TimberTech, but they actually haven't hit the marketing in Alaska the way that Trex has. And so most people in Alaska continue to just talk about Trex over like a wood decking. But TimberTech is also a really good option. The next thing is to look at railing. Trex has railings. We actually modify and build our own railings, both aluminum and wood. We have lots of ideas there. We actually store thousands and thousands of square foot of decking in our 2,000 square foot warehouse and railing. We modify, we build our own railing system, both aluminum and wood, stored in our warehouse in Anchorage as well. So we do keep a lot of those things in-house, and we rarely run into issues with company, or I guess we rarely run into companies not having things in stock, because if they don't have it in stock, we usually have it in stock. We rarely run into the issue where we actually have to wait for things, but that does happen on special order material. The next thing to kind of look into, RailFX is another company that they build railing systems, both interior and exterior. They're a little bit more cost effective rather than Feeney. They tend to be a little bit more expensive, but more classier and high class. And then, like I said, we also have our own design. And if you wanted to get some ideas, just go into Google and Googling deck railings, and there's so many things that you could do out there. So I just wanted to invite you to Deck Masters and to just hear a little bit about how we operate and what to expect on your deck endeavor and or dock. And we are here for you, and we're here to help you make a good decision. And the more information that you have, the better of a decision that you can make. And so we want to inform you, we want to teach you, we want to give you a lot of ideas and a lot of options. And from there, we believe that you'll pick the best option. And in picking the best option, we'll be able to fulfill your needs on a timely manner. And at the end of it, what we want to hear from you is that you're so glad that you hired Deck Masters to build your deck. So hope this was helpful. Let us know if you have any questions, and thanks for watching.